very abstract. So maybe a way to really flesh out this kind of memory from what is to really try to connect this kind of big narrative to your own personal kind of narrative or life stories. So a story I remember is my supervisor, her parents migrated from Europe after Second World War to New Zealand. And they started their family there and had 3 children. And then because her parents had this kind of traumatic war experience, and they have 3 children, only my supervisor is mentally healthy, and the other 2 kids have kind of serious mental health issues. And they just, at the beginning, they cannot understand this. Why? Because their parents are really loving and caring for the kids. And then later they will say probably this kind of traumatic experience of war had some kind of genetic, physical kind of impact on their parents. So I think if we can connect our kind of family history, family life, personal life, to that kind of grand history or narrative about war, I think we can get a better sense.
It's a sad story, but hopefully we're not going to have any war in the future. Thank you for those insights, especially from your personal perspective. As we consider those lessons, we must also acknowledge the importance of remembrance. The way we honor and commemorate history play a crucial part in shape our present and future. So the next question is, how can historical commemoration and collective memory contribute to peace in the modern world?
Can I just go back to the first question and what we can learn from the World War II? Well, especially as the Japanese, I think for me it's important the factor of racism against the other Asians. Although, despite the fact that Japanese, they're Asians, but they despised other Asians, particularly Koreans, Chinese, and when the war started, in the Pacific region, this racism, sort of extended from the Chinese and the Koreans to Filipinos, Indonesians, you name it, Indians. And of course, the racism is closely intertwined with nationalism. And if you look at the war, even after World War II, actually the war, every war is closely intertwined with nationalism. So the problem is how we could solve this nationalism and racism. I think that's a very important factor, 2 important factors. I have no answer to these questions, but we have to consider, keep thinking about it, how to face these problems. If you can look at now the present war, Israeli and Palestinians, racism, the Ukraine and Russians, racism and nationalism. So it's a fundamental problem is these, why people has racist view towards different races, and also at the same time they've got strong nationalism. Why they can't have a universal ideas? We are human beings, same human beings. They keep saying that we are same human beings, but they're still fighting based on racism. This is the problem of human beings. So somehow we have to consider these problems. And also, how we could solve the present problems. I think this is a very important issue.
I think the education and forum like today is very good, especially I think you actually provide lots of data and history. So to face the war, to ensure that we actually have a true and correct picture